Yo, what up, y'all? We back with another episode of The Lot and The Lot, man. Season 2, we here tapping in. Before we get started,
make sure y'all like,
share,
follow,
sub, man.
Leave a 5-star review.
Leave that 5-star review, man. Hit the bell. Tap that bell, man. And don't forget, most important thing, man, make sure y'all tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
To tell a motherfucking friend.
True.
Pull up, because we in The Lot.
Season 2.
Yes, sir.
Today, we have a poet, event host. What you got another title? Oh, photographer.
I've been doing a lot.
Yeah, she a busy woman. Very busy woman. We get into it. But we here with Starlight. Welcome.
Thank y'all for having me here.
Yeah, appreciate you pulling up. How you be? What's going on?
Man, look, it's officially August. I'm pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. Some events I planned far ahead is now catching up to me like next week. I'm just like, oh shit, I got stuff to do. I got a trip going on next week. I'm actually pretty excited going out to New York.
Oh, nice. That's dope.
Gotta see some family. Gotta be with my significant other. Shout out to Bay. And literally, I just found out a couple days ago. Once I hit New York, I got hit Atlanta for an event.
Okay. Alright, that's what's up.
So I'm literally gonna be flying out from like New York to Atlanta, and then back here. And I'm a teacher. So, so CPS is gonna start back up. Okay. School starts.
You got a busy schedule right before school.
Yeah. It's like it's August. What's wrong with this?
So what grades are you teaching?
6th, 7th, and 8th. So
you dealing with mouths and attitudes.
Oh.
They freshly started too. They finding their attitude.
My mom loves what I call them hormonal spawn. Nothing wrong with it. It's just like they're getting in tune with themselves and maybe getting tune too much with themselves, and it's just they do a reality check every 5 minutes.
No, that's true. Very true.
What's your craziest experience dealing with the students?
Whew, I have a few. So let me give some context here. I've been working with kids for a while, for a couple of years. I used to teach some after-school math programs back in the day. It's just now, went to college and now coming back in full circle with being a CPS kid, teaching, facilitating things. But the craziest thing, I would have to say, and it wasn't even my student, but I actually got punched dead in the face by a student.
Oh man.
And it wasn't even my student.
What was your reaction? Like,
you was breaking up a fight or something?
It wasn't even that. It was like this girl, she was going through whatever psychological stuff that involves probably some substances that I didn't know about. Low key, she was passing and tweaking out from it, and she was seeing some things, hallucinating, and apparently out some type of face of a spirit that she did not feel comfortable with, and she was tweaking out. There's bleeding on her foot, coming in no shoes on her feet. She was just tweaking out. And I'm trying to help her with her first aid certified. I have to help, get her some wraps, some bandages. I look up and
damn.
So what do you do when you get punched dead in the face? Granted, it's right in my forehead, so it was like a bitch was stunned, 2 seconds. I'm just like, first off.
But they got videos that's out there. I think it was a video last year of a student and a kid fighting. Mm-hmm. I think that'd be me though, because I ain't gonna lie to you. You hit me. You hit the grown man.
You gotta catch these hands.
You gotta catch these hands.
Man.
They got somebody at home not whooping your ass.
I gotta teach you in life what's gonna happen if you hit somebody.
Exactly.
But it take a lot for you to just not to do nothing. That takes so much growth.
So that's exactly what happened. It was like, I don't know. It was like either I was too damn stunned to react.
I think I would have reacted too fast.
2, the guys that were in there, they definitely held her back and took her out real quickly. So that's shout out to the man in that room.
Yes,
but also 3, I'm coming from a Jamaican culture, right? And we don't speak, we just do. And I was saying red, but I'm like, wait, I don't know if it was just a red from the floor because it was like red floor. Or I'm just like, am I really, it's just, you're not human anymore, I'm like, did I really just get and you're on my high, so I can take you. You know, like I'm not a person that fights, but I win too if I really have to go there. So. Man, that was a crazy experience I had.
So talk to us a little bit about the New York trip. Is it just a family trip or is it a business trip?
It's a combination of a few things. So for one, being a poet, I used to live in New York when my grandfather was alive. Every summer over in Brooklyn. So this time around going to New York, I haven't been back since his funeral in December 2022. So it's a couple things. So more spiritually closing that chapter, gotta go visit him, all that stuff. Two, I have my uncle that's over there with 2 baby twins. They're not baby no more, but those are like we call them dribblers. They're my evil twins. Fun fact, I am a twin.
Oh, okay.
So with that in mind, it's kind of funny because my mom's the oldest of 5, and our family alone, both my mom and dad said there wasn't any twins. We were kind of like the first twins.
Oh, wow.
So it was kind of ironic that her brother got twins, and they're like, oh, well, we can relate. I'm like, well, of course. Like, this is my spirit right here, you know? Right. So seeing them and seeing some other cousins, too, I haven't seen in a while. We're all kind of adulting, so now we're really building those connections, relationships. But outside of that, I'm there to conquer. There's a lot of open mic spots over there. There's a lot of different spots that are now trying to come about. I'm really looking to build those business connections and kind of bridge that, I guess, build a bridge from Chicago to New York and vice versa.
Oh, all right. So I guess we can backtrack a little bit then, right?
Did you say what kind of twin you are?
I'm a fraternal, the complete opposite.
Okay.
Yeah.
So y'all twins don't look like twins. Well, y'all look alike, but.
I don't think so. A lot of people say, I see it. I'm like, bitch, where? I'm like, where? Isn't the smile? I mean, like, we do have the same gene pool. But what's funny is that I do have an older brother who is 8 years older than us. I look a lot more like my older brother, but so does my twin brother. So it's kind of like if my older brother was split into 2 people, it's us too. It's weird.
Yeah.
But hashtag genetics, you know?
Yeah, genetics, right? So, yeah, I was saying backtrack a little bit, right? Because are you from Chicago originally? Where you originally from?
I'm from Chicago, yeah.
Okay. And you Southwest, over East person?
So, this shit is funny. So, this is how it came about. I was born up north. My family at the time was up north in Rogers Park. And then we moved over south for a few seconds. And then we moved west or near west side where I mainly kind of grew up.
Okay.
So I was like, I kind of did a little, that's why I call myself like a Chicago star, because I'm like, I've been all over the place. But also at the same time, if I had to claim a side, I'll claim west side. Okay. You know, the emphasis on near west side. Because people think like, you know, when I say like, oh, I'm from the near west side, they're like, oh, you out west? Hold on.
It definitely is a difference. There's definitely a difference.
I don't know, because I used to think so, but some people are like, nah, that's out west. I'm like, so you mean to tell me the United Center is out west?
They still do consider it out west.
Exactly. So it's like, I guess it depends on who you're talking to. Like, if you're from the south side, I don't know. I mean, I'm just talking about based on my own experience. If you're from the south side, they think anything that's west is out west.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
If you're from the north side, they give you some type of, it's like, oh, that's, you know, near.
In my opinion, anything past, I guess, Grand Avenue, North Avenue, Grand Avenue.
That's north side.
That's going north.
Yeah, that's going north side. You're on north side,
Mm-hmm.
And then when you south, anything past 16.
Basically.
So if you pass 16, are you out south?
Is that thing called out south? Is there a thing actually called out south?
To me, I mean, shit, when you go to Inglewood and shit like that, that's the south side. That's out south shit.
Back the yards area.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's considered.
95th for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
But like Hyde Park though, would that be considered out west?
No,
like,
that's
out south.
But that's like a suburb in a sense.
Hyde Park, Bronzeville area, that's still.
It's still south.
That's like south, but that's them going like over east.
Southeast, yeah. Yeah, that's true. Because over east is just all like Yates and all that.
All that's by Lake Shore.
By the lake,
that's like east.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I do agree with that.
I'm a fan of the lake though. As a lake, because now I live in Hyde Park, so I've always been a fan of the lake.
Hyde Park the shit though. I like Hyde Park. I'm a big fan of Hyde Park. Like the growth that's been happening over there. Like, yeah, that's nice.
Once upon a time, everyone did not.
Yeah,
go to Hyde Park.
You absolutely
Right,
right.
man,
Right.
look.
It's gotten a lot better though. A lot better over there. A lot more businesses and stuff too, and they do a lot more activity.
Black-owned businesses.
Black-owned business
Yeah,
too. Shout out to Hyde Park.
Yeah, shout out to Hyde
Shout out
Park
to
for
Hyde
sure.
Park. So talk to us a little bit about the poetry, right? How did you get into poetry, and how long have you been doing it?
Yeah, for sure. So I'm about to age myself, but as long as I've been going in between, I guess, school systems. So to give you some context, I'm a first generation American too. So my parents are from Jamaica and England, and they're real big on education. Specifically my dad, because he was the one that was from England. He always emphasized like the rankings of the world when it comes to education. That's always been drilled in our heads about like, you know, don't get A's, get stars, you know, or do better. But there's only so much you could do in a place that really doesn't have the best education, you know? So what would be taught at home, what would be taught at school, we like reverse engineer back at home. So when it came to poetry and writing, there was a different dialect that I had to understand. Like this, like, you know, there's American slang, you know. Then there's, you know, I guess Queen's English or King's English, whatever the case may be. But you understand. So how writing came about was because I always got confused on which was which. I kind of put things together. And granted, like when you're in school, you don't really know what the hell you're saying or talking about or whatnot. But when going to these clubs like LTAB or even my English class in high school, and some teachers may actually pick your brain on like, why did you choose this way to say this, or like understand your perspective. And there's been many times where a lot of my teachers were like, why don't you get into poetry? I'm like, I don't know what to say. No. I'm not romantic, I'm not poetic. I'm like, I don't have, like, this is high school. I'm like, I went through heartbreak or anything like that. I'm in sports. Like, this shit was a method, you know? But lo and behold, like, always had a journal. I'm a graphic designer, I'm a visual artist as well too. So anything I drew, I wrote. Anything I wrote, I drew. If it didn't make sense what I drew, I wrote about it, and vice versa.
Okay.
So then people were like, you know, start to give it to other people, share it and all that stuff. And like, why don't you get on the stage and talk your shit? There's a good point in time I did not like the sound of my voice. I did not want to be on a mic. Like, I was perfectly fine being mute, you know? But, you know, overcome fears, you know, start doing stuff and people actually fuck with your stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I guess you start doing this more often. So basically, over years, overgrowth, COVID happened. So I had a lot of pieces to write, had a lot of more interviews to kind of conquer that fear of being on the mic, all that stuff. And here we are now, whatever year it is, and still keep up that momentum.
That's dope.
That's dope. So, your inspiration when it comes to your poetry, now that you're older, has some of the inspiration been based off of heartbreak at all, or current relationships?
I guess during the time, like I spoke about in the previous interview, everything could be written about. It could be either heartbreak or trauma, emotions, or it could be something as simple as like you being happy. I have a lot of pieces that can revolve around all those criteria in those different areas. I mean, granted, when you go through heartbreak, you know, that shit hurts, you know? What's the first thing you do? You listen to a love song, or you just on your, you know, sad girl, sad boy shit, and you're just like, you know, fuck me, right, type shit. But some people go into other creative endeavors, like writing about, like, low self-esteem, or all this stuff. I mean, we all have a cycle, I guess an emotional cycle, if you will.
That's facts.
Why I did start actually writing a lot, it was about depression. It was a lot about heartbreak, because there was a time that was really in my craft was when I was going through my multiple surgeries in college. I was a student athlete, to the contrary, and I had a career-ending injury. Long story short, tore my ACL meniscus right here. I don't recommend wearing anything with Adidas ever since then. Because I have with Adidas shoes. I was literally nicknamed Derrick Rose for a while. It's okay, you know.
You play basketball?
I did, but that wasn't the sport.
What was the sport that you
I was a
did?
dancer.
Ah.
Yeah, it was just
You popped your hip one too hard.
yeah. I mean how that came about was a whole different story. It's a hilarious story, but I was going through a lot. So I was like going through a breakup at the time. Like it was a random breakup, right? Dealing with this injury, had a surgery. Come to find out, I had to go to the ER the next day for another life-threatening emergency. And come to find out, like after this emergency, had to recover with no type of painkillers. So long story short, I had some type of really bad blood clot on this leg, and it was about to shoot to my heart. It didn't, thankfully, but because of that result, that I'd be on blood thinners, no Tylenol, no narco, no nothing. So I'm like fresh off of surgery, feeling every single like healing pain.
Shit, I use the shit out of my muscle relaxers, the pain. I ain't gonna need to lie to you.
Right.
The fact that you didn't have none, bless your heart.
Man, so I was like, what's a girl to do? Cry. I'll lie.
Shit, I probably cried too. I'm grown man.
Right. And it's just like, there's a lot of crying, and like, eventually you get dehydrated from all the tears you shedded, and I'm just like, I'm feeling lazy, I need to start writing. I'm like writing like, fuck this nigga. He left me when I didn't even have 2 legs to stand on. Like, fuck the school, they trying to take me out, not paying for my insurance shit. Man, look, but that's where I really started my emotional pieces, and the hardest pieces, because I was in the midst of it, But eventually you get out of that, and you have a lot of shit to share, right? Whatever, and then you're like, oh, well, this is the recovery, the setback. What's it called? The comeback is better than setback type thing, and on a recovery thing, and I'm like, I got a Meg Stallion knees back, I could be all up and down the floor, all that stuff. Like I'm. So this next cycle is like, bitch, I'm back type of season, So there's a lot of pieces about that.
Okay.
And then COVID, everyone went through their stuff during COVID.
Sure.
I'm just gonna call those COVID pieces.
That's it.
And then yeah.
So go ahead.
No, I'm here, bro.
So talk to us a little bit about. I want to make sure I say this right. The Urban Loves Cafe. I'm saying that right.
Yeah.
Talk to us a little bit about that. I see that you host an open mics. How did you come about doing that?
Yeah, for sure. So shout out to our Urban Lock, shout out to the co-founders, Dee and Virgil. How that even came about? Honestly, it was around the corner where my partner used to live. So I was always familiar with the area. You ever watch Barbershop? You just know that's like the spot. And honestly, it was around that time where you see something new in the hood, more or less. You was like, what the hell is that? Like you walking around, you peeping around, like this is new, but it ain't open yet, Like I always peeped the building, and once like the Urban Lux, like I guess Ty was on there also. I'm like, oh, it's a little coffee cafe. That's what's up, Like I can go there do some work or whatever. Granted, this is like when it was cold outside still, and when it's cold outside, you just be on social media a lot.
Right.
So long story short, I know that they had an opening. What's their opening? Wait high. Oh, I was there for like 2 seconds though, so I didn't really meet anyone. I was just like, oh, this spot, cool, great, cute. And this is around the time where I wanted to really take the further step on going back to doing open mics and events. So I used to do that at my college, and I haven't really been able to. Granted, like life was life for a little bit, but go back to doing what I love doing. So. Long story short, lots of DMs back and forth with this mysterious person who had the Urban Lux account. Come to find out, it was one of the co-owners anyway.
Yeah.
And we were just really conversating about a lot of things that she was looking to do, and a lot of plans, a lot of events that she was looking to cultivate and do for the cafe. I was like, I'm down, wherever you need help with, let me know. And she's like, well, would you like to host an open mic? I'm like, sure. By all means.
Yeah.
It's been a hot minute, and it's been like good 5 years, but it's like riding a bike.
You
a
started
little
something
rusty.
beautiful though.
Yeah, and it's like no expectations. Just like when I see something good, I always want to be a part of that wave, because it's not just that one person making the wave. If you're a part of that tide, we all rise.
True.
So with that in mind, it was like it went from this nice little thing going on versus to like now there's events booked out every single day. And me and the other open mic hosts, there's 3 others, and spoken word hosts, facilitators. It's just a whole community kind of grew out of that. And what's really powerful about that community is that we're all people driven based. Like we help each other, in multiple different ways, not just like the Urban Lux community, but like also in our own craft, you know? So how that even came about was literally just a DM, a few conversations with like-minded individuals and people who want to grow together. Those people know other like-minded people. We all kind of like cultivate a whole like community. Everyone wants to be a part of it, and now we are in a cafe that's buzzing every Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Definitely rest days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then restart. You know?
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, the lit days.
Yeah, literally every.
Pull up to Urban Lux Cafe, man. That's in Hyde Park, you said?
That is on 79th and Exchange.
79th and Exchange.
It is 2911 East 79th Street.
Okay. Yep. Pull up. Make sure y'all tap in. Urban Lux Cafe.
Hey, so I heard you shout out Bay earlier. But how is it? I guess balancing your relationship and you trying to, I guess solidify your spot when it comes to your business.
Yeah, for sure. So first and foremost, thankfully, we've known each other for damn near a decade before we got together.
Oh, that's dope.
So I seen him in his early stages, seen me in my early stages, more or less in our creative careers. He's a visual artist as well too, so he does multiple different things to MC. Like he's a master of all things, at least in my opinion, because I'm biased like that.
Supposed to be.
Right, like I'm the number one fan. Fuck you mean?
It's supposed to be, right?
But along with those
things,
things,
you gonna convince him to come on the show? Is that you said? You said you gonna convince him to come on the show?
I mean, if he wants to come on the show, then by all means.
He's coming on the pod.
I mean, he can. Like, shoot, he'll speak his shit. That's for sure. You know.
All right. Good.
But balancing that out, it's definitely been an adjustment. But also, that's where a lot of growth comes about. And growth is always uncomfortable.
That's facts, you have to be. Those are the moments that show you who you are, though.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Being uncomfortable, and you have to learn how to become uncomfortable with the uncomfortable.
Exactly. So like us getting together is already it was already an adjustment for one, and then two, like, granted he has a job, I have multiple jobs. I mean, it just is what it is. So it's like balancing out schedules is always, I'm not gonna say it's always been a issue, but it's always like, hey, whatever will work, And thankfully, because he is another artist as well too, there's relatability. Like, hey, if I have a show, you come to the show if you can. You have a show, I'm definitely there, like, of course. And then we both have a show at the same time. Whichever one finishes first, we'll keep tabs and meet you at the other spot, But that's why communication is always super, super duper important. So mutual support is always there. But that's also where communication can really, really be useful.
So I saw, I don't know if this like been out for a couple weeks now probably, but I saw that you hosting the Too Good next Too Good open mic.
Yeah, true.
So talk to us a little bit about that, because we did interview you at the last Too Good open mic.
Yeah, that's how we met.
So that was our first time meeting you. So like, talk to us about coming from becoming an artist to actually being a host of the event. Like, what's that like?
Yeah, for sure. So first off, shout out to Lazy and Kid Julie. They're the ones that actually asked me to co-host.
Okay.
I was like, oh.
What?
Me? Are you sure? No way. Okay, I guess I could just put a little Starlight dust on that place, But it was really cool, and I accepted the opportunity, and they told me what they're really looking to do with this specific open mic, being like last one. Bussin'. If you missed it, you missed an awesome ass event because it was door to the door. Right, and of course it's at Sub T, so it's like you really missed out. However, this upcoming one, they were telling me that they really wanted to be really female dominated.
Okay.
So I was like, for one, to be a co-host and represent that's already special to me. And two, for me to have the opportunity to bring basically my Michael Jordan or LeBron James to the play to cultivate that event is really, really dope. Because I just love plugging people in. I didn't care less about myself. I just love plugging people into different things. You know, like here's a thing, run with it. Here's an idea, run with it. If I'm not doing it, shit, someone's gonna do it. By all means. So that's what's been really cool to talk to all these artists. I'm like, hey, I don't know if you're willing to do it. Here are the details. You down to do it? Cool, great, awesome. Are you down to do it? No? Cool, great. Hope to see you there. It's just really making that as evident as possible. And we have 5 headliners, but 3 of them are female, and 2 of them kind of biased. They're my personal favorites. Shout out to Del Marie and Melanin Blossom, who's gonna conquer that stage.
Yeah. What's the second name again?
Melanin Blossom. Specifically, the Melanin Blossom.
Ooh, okay.
I mean,
that sounds familiar. Okay.
It sounds mad familiar, but look, they're both gotta do their thing. Like they're both multifaceted.
Oh wait, she already booked, right?
Yeah, for sure.
She definitely booked already.
100%.
Hey, that's what it is. So y'all about to be blessed, okay? Y'all about to be blessed in multiple different ways. Multifaceted artists, and I mean they're both just awesome in their own element. But the whole emphasis is that we want this really female, powerful, dominated. Granted, ain't nothing wrong with guys. Ain't nothing wrong. We're just trying something different.
What's the date again?
It is August 12th.
And the time?
It starts at 10 p.m.
Okay.
If you have to work, take the next day off, okay?
Okay.
You'll thank me later.
You gotta show up.
You just have to show up. It's gonna be lit.
The last one was wild. It was fun to see it. It was like a lot of dope talent in the building. So like I'm already knowing this one gonna tee up because a lot of people was like, damn, we missed it. Like, and it sucked that we missed it. So make sure y'all pull up this time. And this will be out before then. So make sure y'all pull up.
You do not want to miss that because shoot, the next one people got to go back to school. This is kind of like the last hurrah type
Oh
deal.
yeah, that's facts.
So I mean, you're going back to school. You don't want to miss it. You're about to go to work. Take the next day off. If you're not doing anything, pull up anyway. You should just pull up because you're in Chicago. Like, what the fuck?
Slide.
Because what the fuck?
Because it's Chicago. And we SLT with it.
It's Wicker Park. Like, what are you doing?
and we could be SLT and Wicker Park. Wicker Park is lit though.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, the cost.
I didn't tell people how much it costs.
Free.
Holy shit.
Say that one more time.
Ain't no excuse.
One more time for the people in the back that might didn't hear.
It is free. The only requirement is it is 21 up. I do not want to hear any complaints about 18-year-old, 19, 20. Look, if you do not have your physical ID, I'm not mending the door. I'm thankful for the people who are mending the door. Bring that ID. I don't want to hear no excuses. Don't want to hear any complaints. I told y'all everything. It's free 99, 10 p.m. August 12th. You did not want to miss it. And I'll see y'all there.
That physical card. Y'all hear that?
Yeah,
your
physical.
card. Don't throw it up my shit in the car. I got a picture of it. No, bring your ID with you.
Don't be that friend. Say, I forgot my ID.
Don't do it.
You think they're gonna let me in? Nah,
Don't do it. Don't do
Hey,
it.
so when you were talking about the the whole female vibe coming through, we have our every Wednesday we have our Women Intuition Wednesday.
Oh, that's what's up.
And it goes down in the lot. Yeah.
We just had one yesterday.
We just had one yesterday, and I'm talking about yesterday's vibe was so dope. Definitely had some crazy conversations. So I got some questions for you.
By all means.
You gotta pull up on Wednesday.
Oh, Wednesday?
Yeah, on Wednesday. We
gotta pull up on Wednesday, bro.
We should have
Alright,
on
I'll pull
Wednesday.
After I get back from New York.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Give you trying to think of a question from yesterday that they can maybe be good.
It was so saucy, you don't even remember.
Oh man, okay. So the one we started with was right. So say for instance, you have your man, your significant other, and your friend go out, right? You're in a relationship. Your friend is not in a relationship. She's fucked up. Are you okay with your man making sure she get to the crib safely solo?
Oh yeah. There's 3 things. Trust. That, I mean, that's a big one.
Talk about this.
Right, and that's not just on my man, that's also my friend too. 3 things. Trust for both people. Alright. 2, safety. This is before them both. Preferably my friend who's the one that's like, messed up. And 3, well, let's be honest, we all had a good day, good night, all that stuff. Let's be mature.
Yeah.
The maturity is really, really the biggest. Well, not the biggest thing. Those three things are huge, but those three things: trust, safety, and maturity.
True. Because a lot of our perspective as dudes, we were saying like, you know, being raised right. My mom taught me to make sure like, especially if you with my girl, my job is to make sure everybody gets to the crib. So, you feel me? So I'm gonna make sure she gets to the car, like whether you walk with me or not. Like I'm gonna make sure she's straight. You feel me? So, and I don't think it should necessarily be because it's your friend. Like I would do this for my sister, or you know, my sister's friend, and I see like, all right, she messed up. All right, look, let's make sure she get in there because by a sense, like y'all women, we supposed to protect y'all. That's literally what we here for.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, that was one of the questions. So yeah, you definitely got to pull up for one of the women's
Man,
intuition.
I get like think I'm a little spicy now. I'm good. I can get real spicy with those conversations.
They fun too.
They definitely get that too.
And then everybody have like different perspectives too. So it's always good to hear other people's perspectives because
yeah, for sure.
you know, because some people talk from a different place because they might have been through some shit or something may happen. You know, so that shit it make it more the conversation more intriguing.
Yeah,
Oh, I forgot to ask. Yes, well, I asked you.
Go for it.
All right, so because I think it's on. I think I saw it on social media, whichever one. But so let's say if you're in a relationship and your man's ex passes away. Now he was with that ex the same amount of time that y'all were together. So y'all together say about a year and a half, right? His ex passes away, and he's grieving, tearing up and stuff like that for about a week or so. How are you gonna feel?
So there's a few emotions there. So
there's no ties as
Yeah.
well. So there's no kids together, none
Yeah.
of that, no ties at all. They're just not together no more.
It's kind of fun because, like, granted, I mean, the exes I have, I never went through that experience, thankfully. But let's be honest, life is life, and grief is a whole different situation. So I'm a person that gives a lot of grace to others. I should give more grace to myself. That's just what this says. But grief is grief. I'm a person who's like, look, let me know if you need anything. I'll need some hugs, some tears. Granted, I don't know what the situation was with your ex. That's in the past. The present is that you're going through this now with me. So I'll do what I can, since I'm present, to be as present as possible for you.
That was a deep ass answer, though. That was a real good answer, though.
I mean, I guess it's like but it is what it is. Like everything that happens in life, I'm not naive to the fact that not everyone's gonna live forever. And I already had experiences that dealt with, like, not to that degree, but like grief in a very early stage. That's very traumatic, very horrible. Grief is grief. So it's like knowing how specifically a man, more as a black man, deals with grief is always, I'm not gonna say it's a challenge, but it's a situation you have to maneuver, because it's never the same with every person that may pass away. More or less the time or the era that person may be in. Like, they may be mature, like, I'll chalk up all that stuff. I'm like, yeah, but you have to cry eventually, nigga. Yeah. And it's okay, it's fine. Or they're like, you know what? Like she was like my first love. I'm just like, I know how I'm gonna deal with it, and that's okay.
So what if he like boo-hooing for like 2 weeks straight?
Yeah.
They boo-hooing for 2 weeks. Like, I always have so much tissue,
Yeah, that's real though.
But I will say this too: the line is drawn when you refuse other resources.
After you like not being able to control it type shit. If you just
Not
can't get
necessarily
over it.
that. It's like I can only do so much.
Mm-hmm.
If you know you need help outside of me, go to that help. If you have friends or boys that you want to confide to and play games or do a camping trip for crying out loud, by all means, you have my motherfucking blessing, Okay. Or like if you need to do something like therapy or like you need to talk to a professional, by all means, do that. I can only do as much as I can, but if you start rejecting those resources and specifically giving yourself a pity party just to give yourself a pity party, that's not the man I fell in love with.
Okay, I like that. That's a good answer.
So, one last one. Maybe a bit extreme for you. Because I think you said earlier, you said you were bisexual. All right. So, would you date a man who had a gay experience?
Like I said, whatever's in the past is in the past.
Damn.
good answer.
What happens in the past makes the person that I enjoy now. Now, if there's interest of going back, that'd be a different conversation. Wait a second now. Is this like a mid-relationship crisis or something? What's going on? But I digress. Anything that's in the past is in the past, because wherever they went through made them the person that I am in love with and or endure being around.
So, what if y'all had a break in between the relationship, and then you came back and you told her you gotta get to him? Are you still gonna be able to be in that relationship?
Now that could go two ways. It could be like, for one, be like, oh, well, first off, let's talk. Like, how'd it go? Like, were you safe? Like,
what would you say?
Was it good? Like first off, I always do check in on the person. Like, are you okay? Like, in multiple ways. Like, are you good? Like, up here?
You can tell you have a good heart. You can definitely tell.
It probably is, not for everyone. Because, it sometimes get funked over. However, and be like, oh, once you get past that, I'm like, oh, okay. Bet. I'm gonna need another week off. I like my little lick back, It's just.
Oh shit! She lick back. She tip for tat.
I will say this too. I guess it depends on my mood at that point. Because I'm just like, if we need a break, that's probably a great amount of reasons why we need that break. And whatever you had to do during that break, as long as you were, smart and healthy, emphasis on the healthy part.
Very big emphasis on that.
Very big emphasis on health.
People don't understand that.
As long as you protect yourself.
Protect yourself at all times.
Throughout the process, and then you want to reconvene. Okay, again, that was then. You may be fresh, But also, I don't know, like, if it was traumatizing, I don't know, it was just like something that you just wanted to do. Like, there's a lot of layers that could be dived deep into, like, depending on what that person's going through.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
So that. We definitely got to get you on the line.
we need you for a little bit.
I don't ask you too much, I just not had nothing on Wednesday, so definitely let them know where they can follow you at too.
Yeah, of course. So you can follow me on Instagram at Ashanti_Starlight. What else? I'm on Threads as well too. Same deal. If you want me on Facebook, same deal as well too. It's pretty much that around the platform except Snapchat. Okay. It's like I be using Snapchat, but I don't be using Snapchat. It's like
I stay using Snapchat.
It's like I literally save my story on Instagram, I post on my Snapchat, and then go about my business. Go back on Instagram.
I barely be on Instagram.
Snap just got the best camera.
Yes.
I love the Snapchat camera, and I love the way you can record with the Snap camera.
Yes,
so I use it all the time.
It's
so easy, and it's easy to save videos and grab them.
That too. But hey, what's that album? Shoot, what was it called? My Eyes Only.
Oh yeah.
There's some gems in there, but thank you Snapchat for staying alive through the trials and tribulations. So, there's many ways that you could never return, but you're still here with us. So thanks Snapchat for staying here.
Hey, so
feel free to sponsor me.
Before we dip out, we need y'all to like,
follow,
share,
leave that 5-star review,
man. Make sure y'all sub, hit that bell so y'all know when we dropping. Every Sunday, 11 a.m. Make sure y'all tap in. Most importantly, y'all, please do not forget to do this, man. Make sure y'all tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
To tell a motherfucking friend.
To tell another motherfucking friend.
To pull up.
Yeah.
Season 2.
I think Big G made this beat.